Welcome to Pathways of Hope. Today is the Feast of the Transfiguration. It's a significant feast, and I'd like to read to you the passage that probably is very familiar to all of us. It's taken from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 17. Jesus took with him Peter, James, his brother John, and led them up a high mountain where they could be alone. There in their presence he was transfigured. His face shone like the sun, and his clothes became as white as light. Suddenly Moses and Elijah appeared to them, and they were talking with him. Then Peter spoke to Jesus. "Lord," he said, "it is wonderful for us to be here. If you wish, I will make 3 tents here, and one for you, and one for Moses, and one for Elijah." He was still speaking when suddenly a bright cloud covered them with a shadow. From the cloud there came a voice which said, "This is my beloved Son. Enjoy my favor and listen to him." When they heard this, his disciples fell on their faces, overcome with fear. But Jesus came up and touched them. "Stand up," he said. "Do not be afraid." When they raised their eyes, they saw no one but only Jesus. As they came down from the mountain, Jesus gave them this order: "Tell no one about this vision until the Son of Man has risen from the dead." This passage has always been an important passage to give a foretaste of the victory that Jesus Christ has won in the resurrection. And here the disciples, in anticipation of this great mystery of Jesus conquering death, they were given a foreshadowing of the great glory that they would see. And the different symbols here, the different ideas that describe Jesus as being bright as the sun, are all indicative of the Jewish understanding that when God is present, there is a lot of light. And here we even hear a voice of the Father in heaven saying, "Behold my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Listen to him." So what is the advice of this gospel to us? Well, Jesus is then telling us, stand up. Do not be afraid. And like the disciples, when we look and we hear that voice saying, "Stand up, do not be afraid," we will see Jesus only. What is the meaning of this in this time, in this modern time, wherein we don't see the light of God revealed in this way? Well, for us who have made a choice to believe in God, the message of Jesus is stand up. Do not be afraid. Amidst the ups and downs of life, the message of Christianity is this: stand up. Do not be afraid. And the moment we hear that voice, to the people around us, through our times of prayer, when we are reminded to believe, when we open our eyes of faith, what will happen? We will see Jesus only. A reminder that in the ups and downs of life, we should not fear. We should keep on believing. Because if we believe, more and more we would see Jesus in our lives. I hope that this message will find you in a good situation, encourage you to keep on believing, especially amidst the growing uncertainty of our times. Stand up, do not be afraid, and see Jesus only.